All right, so if you are planning on purchasing a home, knowing and understanding your budget, as well as how to save money may sound a little bit intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. One way to ease some of those concerns is to make sure you understand some of the upfront costs associated with buying a home. So with that in mind, here's a strategic look into both how to budget your money and the processes you need in order to get started. All right, let's kick it off with number one, down payment. So when it comes to your down payment, saving money is likely top of your mind when you set out to buy a home. But do you really know how much money you'll need for your down payment? Chances are it's actually less than you think. Now, while every buyer situation is different, there is a very common misconception that putting 20% down is actually a requirement. But the truth is, more often than not, this is actually not the case. In fact, the entire idea that you have to put 20% down in order to purchase a home has actually been a myth since about 2005. In reality, if you go the FHA loan route, your down payment can be as low as 3.5% down at closing. And it gets even better from there. There are loan programs now that if you qualify, you can get a conventional loan for as little as 1% down payment. And it doesn't stop there. If you qualify for a VA or USDA loan, you may not be required to put any money down in order to purchase your home. And when it comes to your down payment, you have options. There are various loan types and loan programs and even down payment assistance programs you may qualify for. Number two, closing costs. Okay, so when it comes to purchasing a home, one of the biggest expenses that often gets overlooked is your closing costs. So let's step back and discuss what exactly are closing costs. Very simply, closing costs are fees that you as the buyer and as the seller pay when you are finalizing a real estate transaction, aka buying a home or selling a home. When it comes to closing costs, it is vitally important that you budget for closing costs when looking to purchase your home. So how much should you expect to pay when it comes to your closing costs? So again, while each real estate transaction is different, average closing costs for a home buyer can run anywhere between 2% and 6% of your loan amount. So for example, let's say you purchase a home for $300,000. On average, your closing costs could run anywhere between $6,000 to $18,000 in closing costs. And remember, closing costs are in addition to your down payment. Number three, your earnest money deposit. Since the goal of this video is to help prepare you for any and all possible expenses associated with purchasing a home, let's make sure we take a look at your earnest money. Earnest money is the money you pay as a show of good faith when you want to make an offer on a home. On average, your earnest money check is usually between 1 to 2% of the total home price. Using the example we discussed earlier, if you purchase a home for $300,000, on average, you can expect your earnest money deposit to be anywhere between $3,000 and $6,000. So how does your earnest money work? Think of your earnest money as a deposit and more of a credit more than anything else. It is not an added expense. Instead, it is paying a portion of your purchase cost up front. In fact, assuming everything goes smoothly throughout your transaction, when it comes time to close, your earnest money doesn't just disappear. Instead, that money is used towards your down payment and your closing cost. In effect, your earnest money is just paying more of the down payment and closing costs up front. And when it comes to your earnest money, you are essentially letting the seller know that you are committed and serious about buying their home. The bottom line is this: there are multiple expenses when it comes to buying a home. Your down payment, your closing cost, your earnest money. If you get inspections, there will be costs too involved there. And if you get an appraisal, there will be appraisal costs. There will be title fees. Purchasing a home is the single greatest investment you'll ever make. And knowing just how much money you need to budget is essential for setting yourself up for success down the road. Catch you guys next time.